I actually always said I'd never be in a band, and here I am, so...
Welcome back to Green Room, the series where I interview iconic artists in iconic venues. And today I have the pleasure of being sat with...
Which post?
Hello.
Hello! Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. I'll start by congratulating you on your latest EP, which has been out for just over a month.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot it was out.
You forgot. Well, there you go. How does it feel to have it out in the world?
It feels good, you know, like when you're making music, you like listen to it so much, by the time that it's actually being released, you're kind of like, what is this? Mm-hmm. And now that it's out in the world, you know, it kind of, I mean, everyone says this, but it does really kind of feel like it doesn't become yours anymore, and it's just up to what people, if people want to like it, they want to like it, and if they don't, it is what it is. That's what music is. So I don't know, I feel good that it's out. We worked on this body of work for, I mean, we did it quick, but we did also, like, it was a long time too, and a long time coming, like, to get it out into the world. So
yeah,
definitely feels good.
Well, and it's, you know, it's nice to finally be able to, I think lots of people talk about it, like releasing it into, like, so it can go on and take like different forms. You have roots in Montana, you have roots in Edinburgh. Where does Which Post have its main roots?
Dylan will probably hate this answer, but I'm going to say here, just in terms of practicality.
Okay.
Because, you know, Dylan lives here, I'm here all the time, and living here to a capacity. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, but I mean, the ethos of it is very different, you know, places. I think we try to lean into that. Because I mean, there's kind of some Americana-esque stuff that we like to play with Which Post, and it used to scare Dylan a lot, but it doesn't scare him anymore. And then we also kind of lean into this, and I don't mean this in a dismissive way, but there's like a kind of pub rock element that we really enjoy that I would never be able to access because it's just not part of my wheelhouse in the States. And so we kind of we sort of tease each other. Like you were totally taking the piss out of me with the song that we were just recording. We were working on a new record, and you kept being like, I want it to sound like Duck Dynasty. And somebody's like, because we're working with a Scottish person and then a English person on the production side. And I didn't get what you were saying. And they're like, oh, you want it to sound American. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like that show Duck Dynasty. I don't even really remember what it's about. I think they maybe like shoot ducks or something. I'm not entirely sure. But it's like one of, you know, like Ice Road Truckers, Duck Dynasty. They always have like a sort of intro theme tune that's very like rock, you know, but it's got like American rock, like kind of like, I don't know, there's a sleaziness to like the guitars, and that was the sound that I was looking for, but that was the only way I could kind of articulate what it was that I wanted.
Did you manage to encapsulate that in the sound?
I think so. I think we did, actually. I was happy. It was like, it was what I wanted. Like the outcome was what I wanted.
Okay.
Duck Dynasty.
Okay. I can't wait for that song to come out, and we'll just be like, well, that's it. That's definitely the one. But maybe it like lives, like Which Post like lives in its own world. I know that you write, as in not just music, you also like write literature, and you have written like a little short story as like a bio for Butterfly. Is that the world that maybe Which Post lives in, or is it just this EP lives in that world?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's evolving with Which Post. The reason I sort of wanted to incorporate some fiction and fantasy stuff into the project is because, I mean, at least for myself, I've been doing this for 10 plus years, and I was like, I don't want to read another indie rock bio. And I was like, there's something very special about Dylan and I having a bizarre synchronicity. Mm-hmm. Even the way we met is sort of bizarre, and it's kind of against the odds. It's strange. And so there's been a lot of kind of almost magical tinged things that have happened that have pushed this band forward. Yeah. And so I was thinking about all of that and thinking that it would be so cool to incorporate that kind of feeling of magic in the writing, because I think we do really feel that sometimes, even when we're writing songs, you know, something happens, or when we're singing together, it feels like there's something special. I keep I keep like playing percussion on the
magic
table
sounds.
here.
I love the story of how you kind of like came together. I recently just did that trip from Edinburgh back to King's Cross. That's quite a hefty one.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours, which with a little delay, we were on 5.5 hours. But it's so beautiful. And if you kind of like stumble across some very beautiful music to like help your way, that's amazing. Will you just like very quickly in like a few sentences for those that don't know the story of how you like came together, just like sum it up?
I got the train from Edinburgh to King's Cross, and I always use that time to listen to music because, you know, when you're on a train, it's the only time people can't really bother you because, you know, like they can try, but the signal's probably not going to allow. So I always just use that time just to listen to like albums that I hadn't heard before, new and old. And I remember Alaska's coming up online and her album Big Bunny, and I listened to it on that train journey, and I just remember being really like, wow, like I haven't heard anyone like her, like, you know, it just felt really special, and her voice felt very like haunting, for like lack of a better word, to me. And I just sent her a message on Instagram and was like, hey, I love this album. And then I covered her song Mermaid Tears, and she saw it. And then the rest is history, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was bizarre. This is the kind of magical occurrences that feel almost like fiction. So then we started messaging, and I met you. Oh my God. Sorry, you guys can cut this out of the interview. I met you the night before, coincidentally, at a venue, and I just knew it was you. And I was standing behind you, and I was like, should I say hi? I think that's the guy I'm going to work with tomorrow, because we had planned to do a writing session together back when Dylan was signed as a solo artist, and I was doing solo stuff as well. And yeah, it kind of just snowballed from there. And we kept being like, we don't want a band. It's so dumb. Because I have, you know, I've been in bands in the past, and it's tricky, but this one was different, and it feels different, and so that's what's magical.
I actually always said I'd never be in a band, and here I am, so...
The magic
good,
that
though.
brought you together.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it with anyone else, except Alaska.
That's really nice.
That's what you say now. We haven't had our big blowout yet.
Well, do you think that's maybe because you like live on other sides of the world? You're essentially in like a long distance musical relationship. Do you think that helps?
I think so. I mean, I think it helps with like many things. I think it helps that we like get to have space from like the band and go live our lives and like, you know, the different places that we're from. But I also think that it's what, you know, makes us excited about the music that we make, is that we bring different reference points to the table. You know, we grew up on different things. It's culturally like so different, like where we're from, you know, Scotland and Montana. But there is also weirdly like similarities, because, you know, we come from both from like a small town there as well, like in our countries. But so there's like, you know, there's crossovers. But yeah, I think being in different places is actually what's kind of kept it exciting for us.
Do you feel that you have like a desire or an urge to really create when you're together, because it's not as frequent as being able to see each other every day?
For sure. I mean, the time that we have together, I mean, we go pretty hard on like writing and getting in the studio when we're together. And one, because we've decided that we're a band now, so we technically have to, because we've started releasing music. But also, like, you know, it's like we go away, we live our lives, we come back together, and we have all these like things that have happened to us or stuff we've experienced that we get to kind of put into the music.
I mean, we're still working on Witch Post 24/7. We do have a kind of insane text thread and a side chat, and I have like 5 different numbers of yours, and we're texting each other all day about, you know, stuff with the band. But yeah, I mean, we honestly do spend a lot of time together, but it is true. I think it's good to get a different perspective. Like, I think in that way we kind of don't get trapped in a scene too much. I mean, maybe that's a bad thing because less community, but because, you know, I'll be here, we'll be doing our thing, getting into the groove of whatever the like London band scene is, and then I'll go back to America and I'll be like, whoa, totally different atmosphere, totally different priorities or ways of seeing things. And I just think that kind of constant shifting of perspective is really interesting. And you'll come out to, I mean, we've been recording some in America, so you'll come out there and then we'll get on the same boat and then we'll argue, and then, you know, it's good.
I love it. If go with me on this question. So you know when you first start dating someone and people go, oh, I want to see a photo of them. You show them the "this is them" photo. Have you got a song on this EP that is like, this is Witch Post?
I would say so. I mean, I think we have the same answer in this, but I don't know. I would say Witching Hour is probably the one that feels like that. It was one of those songs that it sounds so like cringe and cliche. Everyone says it, but it's one of those songs that just kind of flows out of you, and it really did that one. It was pretty magical in the way it happened. We were in Montana. It was like late at night. We lit like a beeswax candle, and the song just came. And it was it was written and recorded in like under an hour. It was pretty quick, and it's one of those songs that like I don't know. It felt really special at the time. It still feels special now, and it's kind of a song that maybe made us think a lot more about like vocals and things like that. So I think it's really one of those ones that has sort of bled into the new stuff that we're making right now as well. It's kind of inspired that.
Yeah, we have the same answer. I mean, it's so funny. This is slightly tangential, and I'm not comparing us at all to them, but I was watching the Oasis documentary on a plane, and Noel's talking about writing a couple of the hits, and he's like not, like he's just doing it. And he's like, and I just went into the back room and wrote it. And you're like, but how? And I think it's so funny because I hope every musician gets songs where you're kind of just weirdly, they just come out without anything and you almost can't explain it. It's so weird, but that is totally where the magic of music lies. And then it's even funny when you're someone like a huge rock star like that and those songs become wildly popular, but it's so quick. It's weird. And yeah, we did feel that way about Witching Hour and some of my other favorite ones too. But yeah, it's interesting.
Are you excited to get to play these songs on this little tour that you've got going on?
I'm excited actually, especially Witching Hour. That one's been feeling really fun to play live, But no, it's going to be fun. I mean, I'm really excited for the Horse Hospital shows because I haven't been to the Horse Hospital.
I had never heard of it up until when you guys are playing.
Are we in the Horse Hospital right now? Who knows? Are we supposed to be?
Where are we meant to be? Who knows? And you're going to be playing maybe your first show, correct me if I'm wrong, your first shows in America coming up this year. Is that right?
Well, we just did them, actually.
You did them?
We just did them. We did one in LA and one in New York. I'd never been to New York. And then we have a festival that we're doing in Montana.
Hometown.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm excited for that one. I mean, I've spent a lot of time playing in Montana, and we are definitely different than a lot of stuff that's going on there. But I think it'll be really fun. I have friends and family coming out.
Well, that's good. If only.
And the Chicks are playing, which is making everybody really excited.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a very weird mashup.
That's kind of a vibe, actually.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I've been to Montana. I've never been to Missoula, so it's Missoula, right?
It's different, yeah.
I'm excited to see what's happening there.
Missoula, said in your accent, is really that. You should just say that again because that.
Missoula.
Yeah, that sounds really good in your accent. They'll probably have never heard it said that way before.
They probably have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're like, is he speaking English? Couple of quick fires for you. I feel like you're going to answer yes to this one. Do you believe in magic?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. What is the witchiest thing that has happened to you two together?
You go.
Oh God. Honestly, I think naming the band, it was witchy because it was kind of based on a witchy experience.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any issues with it. You were just like, yeah.
This is not a quick fire because I'm actually giving context to Alaska's answer, but it was really weird with the band name because Alaska said to me,
yes.
Do you want to call it Witch Post? And I was like, what the fuck is a witch post? So I Googled it, and because Alaska actually went to a folk museum in the Yorkshire Moors, I think it was, and she kissed the witch post because she felt compelled to. And then she told me about it, and she's like, let's call the band Witch Post. And I was like, I like the name, so I was down like immediately, and then I Googled it, and it turns out the thing that they carve into the witch post is the St. Andrew's saltire, which is the Scottish flag, and Alaska had not clocked that. either.
Okay, that is a little witchy and a little
So
weird.
it was kind of witchy.
So from the start, it's been some witchy vibes. Do you have a pre-show ritual or any superstitions?
I don't know what I do before the shows. I just kind of black out and then go on stage.
Then it's over.
You're like, I'm sick. That's what you do before the show. And we're like, you're not. You're not even nervous. You're just like, you come to me like, I'm sick. I'm like, okay. I restring my guitars,
Okay.
which is excessive, but
Before every show?
yeah, we do alternative tunings, and so we're yanking
Yeah.
them up during the set. So I just get really scared because I can't break a string or I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can cuss, but
You can cuss.
okay.
I don't restring my guitars. I'm living life on the edge. But I
Okay.
know that like Alaska like she's really got me if something happens with my guitar. I don't know if I have her as much, but she definitely has me.
She's got you. Okay. Brilliant. What would be a dream item to have on your rider? Anything you want.
I would love like a fresh bowl of like homemade chicken noodle soup before I go on. Maybe minus the chicken, more just the broth, because I feel like it would feel really good for like your throat before you go on, you know?
I've heard that you make your own chicken broth.
I do. Actually too much. I just got back to London yesterday, and the first thing I did was go get like my chicken legs and my ginger and garlic and
You're in deep there with that
my
chicken
miso
broth. Yeah.
paste.
Oh, miso.
Yeah, miso paste in it. It's pretty good. It's kind of
Alright.
pho energy.
Okay.
But like, obviously, I'm not making it well, but it tastes good to me.
So you want like a vat of that, or someone else to make it for you?
You know what? I would like it to be made by me, but if someone else can make it, that's also fine.
Okay, fine. Great.
I'd share with you. I'd drink that because I also like bone broth, juice, stuff. I don't know, whatever. I'd probably ask for like a vintage Strat, and I would
Nice.
scam this pretend venue in the sky that will probably give us old hummus, which is honestly what venues do.
Nice. Nice.
And maybe a lemon.
You really don't ask for much, honestly.
No.
Without a knife. They're like, here's a whole lemon. Rip it apart with your hands. You idiots.
That's actually really funny because we did go to a venue the other day and someone was using a wooden spoon to open up a lemon. So it's good.
It's always wooden cutlery that they give you at a venue for some reason. I don't know if they've had bad experiences in the past, but it's really not good for like making yourself like a tea with a lemon.
It's good for the environment.
It's good for the environment.
But, we could do metal, but maybe they're afraid.
Crazy musicians. This is the last question that I've got for you and the question that I ask everybody. How do you want people to feel when they listen to your music?
I want it to be escapism because I also, as the world gets more insane and hard to bear in some ways, at least, it's crazy. I think everybody will agree on that. I think that art is really important. So I want people to feel uplifted and I want people to have an escape and feel magic because I do think escapism is inherently kind of magical. So yeah.
I agree.
You agree? That's it. It's beautiful. I think that's a really lovely answer, actually.
Okay, good.
I think how lucky those people are that they get to do that at one of your shows. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, this has been Green Room, and this has been
Which post?